free forming in here. You know, got the reflection. He out here free forming. Man, if you out here free forming, quick tip, not even a tip, quick realization moment, just quick understanding. When it comes to growing hair, it's so symbolic with life and ease and like desire and rushing, because a lot of people that grow their hair, they're doing it for fashion, pussy, bitches, attraction, entertainment, conversation, appeal, sex appeal, swagger, music, leverage. They're growing their hair for tons of reasons. But when I look at my hair, it's like it's like, yo, it reminds me not to rush anything and to be beyond patient, because patient still got this like this awareness of like, yo, I'm waiting. But it's like don't rush anything. It takes time for this shit to dread up naturally. And we talking about free forming where you're not doing anything with your hair. So we already spent 60 seconds on this. So you free forming, give it time. Don't touch it. Don't expect it to just dread up in 8 months. Not even a year. Give it 2 years minimum. 3, 4, 5 years. Like, yo, come on. Don't you expect to live a long time? Like, aren't you eating healthy? So 5 years, you shouldn't even be sweating 5 years. 5 years isn't even that long. But anyway, we're doing a video reaction. Now, life is what you make it. This is the essence. This is infinity right here. Everywhere. Now, we're doing a video reaction. Mujiji. Video response, however you want to call it. Blah, 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 blah. We don't do what everybody do. We do what we do. Everything is one. So, video reaction. What's the purpose of this? This is so you people can be more aware of videos that has uplifting content, that has great content in it, life-changing motivational content, and also so we can share with you guys the stuff that is actually affecting our life for the greatest good, as everything is affecting our life for the greatest good. So that's what we should do in this world anyway. If you got something that's valuable, share it. That's why Facebook has the share button. That's why you can share videos on YouTube and other platforms to other media platforms. So we're sharing with you guys what's helping us evolve. Ascension and ascension. Understanding, overstanding, and understanding. So with that being said, here we go. We about to play the video, and we just going just give our insight. This is a deep video. I recommend that you watch this journey once a month. Add this video. The video will be in a link. The description. The link will be in the description box. And if you're wondering what I'm wearing, it's my best friend's fucking shit, and she's a female. So what you gonna say? I jaw you. And yeah, man. So I am allowing myself to not smoke weed, but at the same time, I'm allowing myself to make the best out of it. So when I smoke, I'm producing.
I remember one story. Once there was a king who, he was not very smart king, but he had a great counselor. This was his blessing. He had a very wise counselor. And the king was smart enough to know he has a wise counselor. So he listened to the counselor. Everywhere the king went, the counselor went with the king. They were never separate, except bedroom. They go, okay, so. But everywhere, bedroom and toilet, no. But everywhere else, the counselor, the king together, and they would be conferring like this. And the king respected the counselor. So that this is the relationship they've had since the king was a boy. Now he's grown up. One day, the king is getting out of bed, and he was a bit of a plump chap, like getting out of bed, searching with his toes for his slippers on the marble floor. gets into them and slips and landed on the elbow. Crack. And immediately blood is coming from his elbow. And he's in pain. He's crying also. Counselor, that was his reflex. Counselor, counselor. Quickly the counselor come, my lord. He's crying, bleeding. He's talking. Oh, my lord, it's okay. He helped him. He put some things on the arm. And then the king says, "Oh, what is the point of something like this happening to me? What bad karma or something?" So the counselor says, "No, my lord, this is actually good. This is actually good." The king flew into a rage. He says, "How could you say something? You know how much it hurt. How could you say something like this? You crazy man! Guards!" The guards come, lock him up. He was very angry about it. So the guards come. "Okay, come with me." And then off he goes, down into the dungeon, into jail. Ciao. So he sits there. The king is in bed now with pain, and 5-6 days pass. On the 7th day, he's feeling a bit better. He's been locked up now for 7 days. Pain. He's bandaged now. And he steps out into the palace gardens. He's feeling the fresh air and saying, he loved riding, by the way, and loved horses. So he felt, now I want to go and feel back into nature again. I've been locked up in my room for so long. So he summoned the attendants, "Saddle up my favorite horse," you see. So they saddled up the horse, and he mounted the horse very quickly, and he's off. He's gone. And he goes out riding for a long time. He's out riding. Fresh air, beautiful sky like this. So, a long way at the very edge of his own kingdom, he noticed a white deer, and he's fascinated, and he starts to trying to catch it, no? And he's so focused on this deer, he didn't see a branch that took him off the horse, and he falls to the ground. Okay? Now, he happened to fall in the land that belonged to some cannibals. And these cannibals, they catch the king, and immediately they send the drums home with "Caught a Fat One." And they're taking him there, and the whole village, they're happy, big lunch today. So he's going, and they kept him in this room, and his palpitations are too much. Then they start big fire, big fires going. They come, and they're preparing a nice big skewer, and he's looking. Oh my God, no! He can imagine the worst is coming. And then comes the time. The fire is fully hot. Everybody is ready and licking their lips. And they're pulling him to the fire. Pulling him. No, he has nobody to save him. Nobody to rescue him. And they're pulling. Come. They're pulling. He's resisting. And then his sleeve came off. And suddenly, end of celebration. Everybody, they can't sacrifice him. He's imperfect. He's got a bloody arm. Everybody's disappointed. So he doesn't understand this, and next thing he knows, they put him on his horse, slap the horse, and he's hanging there. He doesn't know what's going on. Out of the kingdom of the cannibals and back into his own land, the horse. And after some time arrives back into his own palace. And he is completely overwhelmed with just such intense emotions and fear. And so immediately they took him to his room, and he cannot really process what is. It's so fast and so intense, all this experience. But then gradually his heart settled down and returning. And then he's looking at himself, and he remembers, my counselor. So immediately he himself went to the dungeons and opened the gates, opened the doors. He goes in to sit. The counselor is sitting there a little bit thinner because he hasn't really been eating, sitting there. And the king goes, my counselor, I must tell you what happened. And he told him everything happened to him. So then the king said to the counselor, I can see, I did not trust you. Once I did not trust you. But I can see when you said, this is good, my lord. And he told him, this saved my life. So I can see. But I have a doubt, he says. I can see in my case, it turned out that this thing which you said is good did save my life. But you are completely innocent, and I've locked you up for over nearly a week and a half. In what way is it good for you? So the counselor said to him, well, my lord, I am always with you. So when you went riding, I would have been riding with you. And when they found they could not sacrifice you, they would have I would have. So it was good for me to be in jail. You see? So I'm saying this little story because many times we are always thinking, some things go wrong. But this attitude is not a good attitude, in fact. You should accept in every sense, life is gracious to me. In every moment, somehow, one can cultivate an attitude of gratitude. Because this idea of how things look, how it looks to me from here, no. Don't put so much energy in this. And one who is, again, returning to freedom is seeing all these things that you don't formulate any conclusions about what arises in consciousness. Keep your attention in neutrality. Don't be in a haste to form any conclusions about anything that you perceive. And like this, something is kept fresh. Stay fresh like this.
Wow. That is completely remarkable. That is definitely like a beautiful story. Like one thing that he said towards the end was like, we be thinking that things go wrong. And just let that marinate for a second, people. Like right now in this moment, think about the so-called past. Like, what happened today? Did you have a bad day today? Like, what happened this week? Like, think about the things that's emotional to you right now that seem to be wrong or questionable. Think about anything in your life right now that appears to be questionable at the least. Even if you ain't even decide that it's going wrong. Anything in your life that's questionable. Anything that you doubt and second guessing. It's like this video. It helps me understand that everything is happening for my greatest, highest good. There's no bad. Not even thinking about the law of attraction that I'm creating everything anyway. Like, just in the story format, like, yo, ain't nothing bad. It's all mind made. It's all the egoic mind. And I love that. And it's something we need to remind ourselves. This is something that you should write and put it on the wall so you can subconsciously see this every day, even if you're not looking at it consciously. So you can subconsciously get the vibration and the trueness of there's no such thing as mistakes. This is something that we should honestly hear every single day. We've been getting programmed our entire life. Even in this state of awakening, you still got the quote unquote collective. So even in the midst of your awakening or being awoke, it's a day-to-day battle of not being programmed and making sure that you are programming yourself the way you want to be programmed, the way you want to operate. We are the original technology. We are the original computer systems. We are the original robots. We are the original before the clone. Illuminati, MK Ultra, white supremacy, which is still nothing but me in another form. It's just another manifestation of the all. And I love this video, and we can keep it going back and forth because I got more stuff to say, but you could just come in. But if not, I'll just keep talking. About to say something? Remember, you got your pictures on your phone. So I'm gonna say this. Another thing about this video that I like, people, is he say, in the beginning, where he basically slipped. In the beginning, when he basically slipped and messed up his elbow, it started bleeding. The counselor was like, no, my king, this is actually good. And that made me think about how many times in your personal life you told somebody that something that was bad in their life was actually good. Or how many times you've been, let's make it personal, how many times you in your life had something going on, like somebody cheating on you, or the death of a family member, or you having an addiction with something, or not being able to pay rent, or even getting sick, or getting some type of like disease. How many times has somebody told you in any of these predicaments that it's actually good? How many times has somebody told you, like, if you just got jumped, or you just got your whole house robbed, you just got fired? How many times has somebody told you that, yo, you just got a flat tire, I know you were stranded, but yo, it's actually good that happened to you? And then react like the same way the kid did. What? How could you ever say that to me? You got the audacity to say that? Really? And then if you manage to stay on the phone with them and don't hang up out of rage and anger, you'll actually hear them tell you, like, yo, you know, further a little bit down the road on the highway, it was a big accident. And it was right when you got off work. Yo, you were saved. Or like if the military about to come recruit people and you just rode a horse and fell off or broke your arm and they came to your doorstep 2 days later and you like, oh, your father who's a veteran who can't go back into the army, they like, we need your son. The father's like, oh, he's hospitalized, he can't participate in this war. And they're like, oh, okay, on to the next house. Like, that's a blessing. You don't have to fight no war now, bro. Like, every time you late for work, not every time, because obviously it's a lesson and everything, but a lot of things that we think is going wrong, people, is really, it's perfect. We get saved from a lot of things and we don't even realize it. We get saved from a lot of things. We get saved from people. We get saved from relationships. We get saved from arguments. We get saved from just having to go through unnecessary shit. And you could take it. You got something to say? You know, this video definitely make you step back. It make you step back and stop being reactive. It make you not only think before you speak, but feel. before you express, before you do. Go ahead, bro.
Nah, just interesting. It's interesting just seeing your vulnerabilities and knowing your vulnerabilities and being able to like really not understand or what you perceive, or like just kind of understand what you're perceiving. So it's like, this is for me. So it's like, sometimes it's just like, what is going on while I'm making judgments or thinking thoughts that I don't like, or whatever is going on. Like, it's a lot of confusion and chaos. So it's like, how do I bear? So it's like, I just observe. Like, I just kind of, I feel it too, but I just always remind myself of whatever strength I got, like, to always look back and see where I've gone, see where I've come from, like, see what has happened, like, where have I been, because I've been in such a trance that, you know, once I take a step back and out of it, I see what's a bigger, you know, spectrum of just, you know, different things. So
You shifting it?
mm-hmm.
You shifting it?
Shifting
You
it.
bringing it over here? It's my turn to talk.
Oh yeah.
So like, so it's like, back to the video, like, back to what I said previously, like there's no such, like, you're never off, you're never off track, you're never off course. There's no such thing as being off course. Like, even the Donald Trumps of this world, even the people that's controlling everything, the people that own the bank, even all of these people are still aspects of the all, God, everything. The formless, they're still aspects of the formless. So anybody that you call evil or dementic is still a catalyst. So no matter how evil or low vibrational they are, they're still doing, they're still fulfilling. And that's what we fail to realize sometimes, for the lack of better words. So just get this in your mind, people, that everything and everyone is actually where it's supposed to be. And I want to use this with the things that is very strong with people like me, like gay stuff, white supremacy, racism, just the food, the concrete jungle, the matrix, like all of these things, celebrities, doves deep underground, military bases, the rituals is going on with celebrities, like the industry, like all of these things is things that's close to my heart. Like, let's bring light to these things, let's bring justice to these things. But at the same time, everything is exactly where it's supposed to be, because if it wasn't supposed to be that way, this whole universe, all of these universes will collapse. If something wasn't where it was supposed to be, then this whole universe will collapse. Everything is right where it's supposed to be. It's all perception. It's energy. When you go into the now, there's no definition to anything. Yeah, Illuminati's going on, blah, 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 blah. But when I breathe like he just did and I exhale, inhale, exhale, nothing's going on right now besides. And that's the point. I'm not even going to add definition to it. And another thing I like that he said is, he said, don't formulate any conclusions about what arises in the consciousness keep your awareness and attention and neutrality, which is what my brother does oh so easily from my perspective. Don't be in a haste to form any conclusions about anything you perceive. Stay fresh. And all I've been learning lately is mindfulness, meditation, and the present moment. Freshness. So, hearing him say don't formulate any conclusions about anything, it's like, example, this is all fresh stuff all off the top, people. This is my brother. So, ultimately, like, this is just me in another manifestation. So, here's an example of me not formulating any conclusions about things that arise in my consciousness, which is my brother, our friendship or our relationship or our brotherhood, whatever word you want to use. I'm not going to be like, okay, he's never going to do me wrong. Or not that I'm not going to come to any conclusions. I'm not going to say he's going to be just as great as he is right now towards me forever. Meaning that I'm just forgetting the law of rhythm and that things go in a rhythm. You know, I'm just in an egoic mind. Like, that's my example that I come up with right now. So I'm not letting anything that arises in consciousness, because everything is conscious. So I'm not letting anything that arises in my mind. I'm not formulating any conclusions to none of these things. So if a flower start growing in front of me, I'm not about to be like, that flower will die. It's just going to be, oh, sprouting. How beautiful. Leave it at that. If I even say that much. It's not going to be, oh, somebody, my niece just had a baby. Oh, hope the father is around. Nope, it's going to be like, oh, how beautiful. The cycle, rebirth, death, rebirth, death. Oh, another baby. How beautiful. Welcome. That's what it's going to be. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to be in the moment until the moment presents itself where somebody's talking about the baby daddy ain't around. Until that moment presents itself, why am I even thinking about it? And don't be in a haste to form any conclusions about anything you perceive. What's another example? Me looking into the industry and studying reptilians. I'm not going to come to no conclusion like, oh, this is evil. No, this is still an aspect of the divine. For lack of better words, because it's indescribable. It's no word. It's nothing. Literally, no thing. Formless. Everything. Satan, Lucifer, the Bible, devil, demonic stuff, blah, 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 blah. All the beautiful things you could think of. It all comes from the formless. At that point, how could you really ultimately judge it and really call it like really, really bad? Everything is perfectly fine. And that's what I got from this video, y'all. Is that everything is perfectly fine. And the more you embody that understanding, the more you actually embody that, you will live just like these gurus, yogis, and mystics. Because they wake up every day with these vibrations. That's the beauty of chanting. You're chanting one thought for an hour. That's one vibration. Meanwhile, sometimes when I meditate or visualize, I still got all these other thoughts coming in, and it's just 15 minutes. So shout out to the monks who's chanting one thought for an hour plus. Ain't no wonder why they come off the way they come off, just euphoria and just not dealing with any of the mundane stuff people deal with. The day-to-day stuff that people deal with. Because they meditate for 4 hours. Because they chant for an hour. Meanwhile, Western people meditate 20 minutes a day. And while it take a monk maybe 2 years to manifest a certain amount of things, it'll take you about 10 years going at the pace of 20 minutes a day. Because you got a 30-minute lunch break. You ain't meditating longer than that. Not saying that you have to. I'm just making examples. So, I don't know if you want to add. Keep it going.
Okay, well, yeah, so, yes.
You got stuff written down?
Right, indeed I do. You see? It's going really high. I figure out where I'm at. Okay, so neutrality, keep intention. So, yeah, with that being said, neutrality. But get it back, sure.
Yeah, man, but the link is definitely in the description box, y'all. This is a video I think you should definitely watch once a month. Add it to your playlist. Because it's a lot that could take place in 30 days, you know? And we surrounded by tons of people, and not everybody got your mentality, your mindset, your goals, and it's not supposed to be that way. So it's good to remind yourself, you know, to have that attitude of gratitude, you know, to maintain the attitude of gratitude for everything. You know, every time you wake up and go to sleep, that's, you know, it's something I just got some wisdom I got from a video recently is it's not a matter of life or death. It's a matter of birth and death. Birth and death. Everything is life. Everything is life. There's no such thing as not life. Everything, the universe is born out of that energy. So it's not a matter of life or death, because death is life, birth is life. But it's birth coming and death going. You get what I'm saying? So we're gonna leave it right there. This is No Name, Chris Awkward. You know, this is you. I'm gonna be talking right now. What's your name? Okay. Timothy? Jessica? Alan? Okay. Sasha? Cassandra? Okay. And all the other names and all the other languages that's watching this. Nationalities. Yeah. That's Runaways in the background. Also known as Kenny. You know, so peace. 3333. We out. Life is what you make it. What are you creating?